from a friend of mine in '99, and it was a complete rust bucket. So I picked it up, moved here in about 2003, and spent the last few years just redoing it.
Okay, nice. So you say you started out as a rust bucket, so pretty much this thing was just ready to be junked, or how did it look when you first got it? If you could just tell me in a few words what it looked like.
When I first got it, it had some of the glass, it had some of the body panels, some of the suspension and subframes. It was missing a lot. Didn't run, it was falling apart, almost caved in half. So, but it was something that I still had the paperwork that I could still register as long as I could keep it roadworthy. So that was the plan, to keep it that way till I could get it here and then strip it down and redo it.
Oh, very nice. So this is in a junkyard in Japan, and you say you did.
Yeah, correct.
Wow, that's truly amazing. So, wow, I'm breathless. This is really awesome. Can you tell me why you chose this particular model? Is there something about this? Obviously, it's an amazing looking car, but I mean, was there something that drew you to this that some of the other Datsuns didn't?
Well, I've always liked older cars, and when I moved to Japan, I had a friend of mine that had been there for a long time, and he took me out to see some of the night racing that they were doing there, and just kind of fell in love with something different that was still older and you could still modify and do stuff with, so that's what drove that.
Oh, very cool. How does it feel to drive down the street in this thing in a left-hand drive car? This car, I'm sure this car gets a lot of attention. Do people stop you often and say, hey, what the heck is this thing, or what?
I get a lot of strange looks. The most nerve-wracking ones are when they're in a lane next to you and they're staring at you so hard that they start swerving into you a little bit. So you have to try to stay away from those bozos. But otherwise, people are pretty friendly about it. They just want to see what it is. It looks different. So.
Definitely, yeah. It's a very, very interesting car. So you got the historical vehicle plates and some of my favorite wheels. You got the work equips on there. Did those go on like right away as soon as you finish restoring it, or if I can ask you next? How long did you get it to where it is now? How long has it been in this current condition?
Oh, well, there's always something you're doing with a car, but paint-wise, I was finished with it probably 2007 or 2008, and then probably 2010 is when it's kind of been at this state in various stages. Like I just redid the interior, but mostly, 90% of it has been the same since about 2010.
Very nice. I'm sure a couple other people here are probably curious about this, but what exactly are these light covers? Is this just for the track, or what are these for?
Yeah, it's just the vintage headlight covers for track use. There's getting to be more and more Hakos here, so you got to do something a little different every time to stand out a little bit. So.
Well, it definitely looks great, man. I appreciate you bringing this car out. Everybody here seems to love it, and welcome to the GTX thing. This is a GTX, correct?
The GTX on title it is. I'm going to do some more changes, get rid of the power window piece for the GTX specifics. Yeah.
Well, it looks great, man. Thank you so much for coming today, man.
Wow, thanks for putting on the show.
Yes, of course. Our pleasure.